Hey there, and welcome! So, are you ready to give your English a serious boost? In this explainer, we are diving into 10 absolutely essential academic words. Get these down, and you're taking a giant leap closer to that band 8, or even higher on your IELTS test.
I bet the answer is a big yes. You know, the real secret to boosting your IELTS score is often just having that advanced, impressive vocabulary. But hey, don't worry, it's actually way easier than you think. Stick with me, because over the next few minutes, we're going to learn 10 powerful words that will make you sound like a total pro. Let's get started. Okay, so here's what we've got lined up. First up, we'll meet our 10 new vocabulary words, one by one. Then we'll see how they all work together in a proper academic text. After that, we've got a fun little story to help lock them into your memory. And finally, we'll wrap up with a quick quiz to see what you've learned. You ready? Let's do this. All right, let's jump right in. It is time to meet our 10 fantastic vocabulary words. Now, make sure you pay close attention to the examples you see on the screen. They're absolutely the key to really understanding how to use these words the right way.
So our first word is integrate. It's a verb, and it just means to combine different parts into one single thing, so they all work together. A perfect IELTS sentence would be something like, policies must be designed that successfully integrate recent immigrants into the existing social fabric. And it's just like in everyday life, right? When you make a smoothie, you integrate the fruit and the yogurt into one yummy drink.
Okay, word number 2, multilateral. If you break the word down, multi means many and lateral means sides. So something that's multilateral involves many sides. We're talking 3 or more groups or countries all working together. For a huge problem like climate change, you need multilateral cooperation. An easy way to think about it, a group project with you and 2 of your friends is a multilateral effort.
All right, next up, we have a cool one, hegemony. Now, it sounds a little tricky, but trust me, the idea is super simple. Hegemony, say it with me, hegemony, is just the power or dominance one group has over all the others. A daily example? Think about high school. That one really popular student usually has social hegemony over everyone else.
Let's talk about the word assimilate. This is all about when you kind of blend into a larger group by adopting its culture and its habits. It's like when you move to a new city. You slowly assimilate by picking up the local habits, learning the way people talk, and trying all the local food.
Okay, on to our next word, ethnocentric. So, ethno is about culture, and centric means centered. So, if you have an ethnocentric view, it means you're centered on your own culture, and you judge everyone else based on your own standards. For example, thinking your country's food is the only normal food in the world, that's an ethnocentric idea. You can see why that kind of thinking can cause some problems, right?
Next, we have a really powerful word, sovereignty. This just means the total, independent power a country has to rule itself, with no one from the outside telling it what to do. Here's a super easy way to remember it. Think about your bedroom. In your own room, you have sovereignty. You get to decide where to put your posters.
Word number 7 is pluralism, and this is such a great concept. It's when a society has lots of different groups, cultures, and ideas all existing together peacefully. And you see this all the time. Just think of a big food court at a mall. You have Chinese food, Italian food, Turkish food, all together. That is pluralism in action. Moving on to cosmopolitan. This one comes from Greek words meaning world and citizen. A citizen of the world. I love that. So, a cosmopolitan city or a cosmopolitan person is just someone who is familiar with and open to lots of different cultures. Big cities like London are very cosmopolitan, and a friend who's traveled everywhere and loves new experiences is a cosmopolitan person.
All right, we're almost there. Word number 9 is protectionism. This is all about economics, and the clue is right there in the name, protect. It's when a country tries to protect its own local businesses from foreign competition, usually by adding taxes. It's kind of like if your family decided to only buy things made in your own town just to support the local shops.
And here we are, our final word for today, proliferate. This is a great verb. It just means to multiply or spread super fast. For example, fake news has proliferated on social media. A more fun example? When a funny video goes viral, new memes about it just proliferate all over the internet. They're suddenly everywhere.
Wow, you did it! You just learned 10 brilliant new academic words. Now, the really cool part is seeing how they all connect and work together.
Let's go see them out in the wild, in a real academic paragraph. Okay, so as these digital platforms proliferate, right, as they spread like crazy, the world gets more connected, and that creates a challenge. How do we integrate our economies? We need multilateral agreements between many countries, but some countries are worried about their sovereignty, their independence. They worry about the cultural hegemony of bigger countries, and they want to avoid ethnocentric views, right? So instead, they push for pluralism, where lots of cultures can exist together. This is how we get those amazing cosmopolitan cities. But on the other hand, some nations turn to protectionism to protect their own jobs, and through all of this, new immigrants can feel this pressure to assimilate. See how they all connect? It tells a whole story.
Okay, so how do we make sure these words really stick in your brain? With a story, of course. So let's get comfortable for the Great Festival of Pangaea Park. Just listen for our 10 special words.
Picture this. In the amazing Pangaea Park, the animal families started to proliferate. There were more and more of them. So the wise elephant wanted to integrate everyone into one big community. He signed a multilateral treaty with all the groups. But the big bears tried to establish hegemony, wanting to control everything. The giraffes were a little ethnocentric at first, thinking they were the best. But soon, every family respected each other's sovereignty. The park became a model of pluralism, feeling very cosmopolitan with all the different animals. At first, the squirrels tried protectionism with their nuts, but soon, even the new penguins started to assimilate and everyone became friends. What a park!
Okay, team, you've learned the words, you've seen them in action, and you've even heard them in a story. Now for the fun part. It's your turn. Let's test what you know. Don't worry, you're gonna do great.
First question. To foster a cohesive nation, policies must be designed that successfully blank recent immigrants into the social fabric. Is it A, B, C, or D? Take a moment. And the answer is B, integrate. Remember, integrate means to combine different parts to make a new whole.
Okay, next up. A central principle of international law is the respectful recognition of the sovereignty, proprietariness, autonomy, or sovereignty of all independent nations. What do you think? The correct answer is D, sovereignty. That's that all-important word for a nation's independence. Nice job if you got that one.
Question number 3. A commitment to true blank can foster creativity and innovation by celebrating diverse voices. Your options are A, B, C, or D. And the answer is A, pluralism. Pluralism is that wonderful idea of many different diverse groups all living together.
Here's question 4. While some believe blank safeguards local jobs, many economists argue it hinders economic development. Which one is it? It's B, protectionism. Remember the clue? Protecting home industries.
And let's do our final question. As online platforms have blank, it has become harder to differentiate between factual and false information. What do you think? The answer is D, proliferated. The platforms have multiplied and spread incredibly quickly.
And that's a wrap. You did an amazing job today. So how did you do on the quiz? I'd love to see how you did, so drop your score in the comments below. And remember, every single new word you learn is another solid step on your journey to IELTS success. Keep up the great work, and I'll see you in the next explainer.